Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Get to Know Bob, where we have this amazing platform where we talk to some phenomenal Black business owners. And these conversations on this upcoming Wednesdays have been with phenomenal women who are part of the amazing book anthology Unleashed. So, on top of all of their phenomenal businesses and nonprofits and other books they've written, and the list goes on and on and on, we are having a collective conversation of how we became unleashed and also sharing all of the other phenomenal things that they are doing. So get excited for another phenomenal episode coming your way. I am your host, Dr. Sonia Weaver, and I have the honor of doing these unleashed conversations with a phenomenal co-host, Chiefess Dr. Silent Storm. So if you've been in the dark, you know we have had some great conversations with her as an addition to the conversations we have been having with the women of Unleashed. So I am going to bring on my amazing co-host, and we're about to get tonight's conversations going.
Hello,
Dr. Silent Storm. How are you doing on this awesome Wednesday evening?
I couldn't be better. Thank you for having me once again. This is such a treat to be here.
Well, you know you look phenomenal, right? You look amazing yet again. And I should have known that Papa Red was going to show up tonight.
Thank you.
That
Thank you.
is definitely that power color, right?
Gotta have that pop.
I absolutely love it. Oh, put it back up. Put it back up. Oh. That was a quick in.
It was a quick in, yes. The fearless brand, the signature.
Yes, definitely. If you have not gotten your beautiful lip color, I would suggest you hurry up and get it. You don't want to be waiting and be like, things go very quickly. And then you like, oh my goodness, I just procrastinated. Now you got to wait for the second batch to come in when you could have had it on the first batch. So don't procrastinate. Yes. Go out and get your amazing lip colors. OMG, can you believe Wednesday is here yet again? What did you do in these past 7 days that went by so quickly?
It went by so quick. The weekend, I actually took an intentional hiatus and just unplugged. I needed that. I'm having more days like that. But the creative space, it kind of ramps that up or amps it up when you're in a quiet space. So I don't know if it was a hiatus or not, because I was still mentally working.
I understand. It seems like sometimes my mind is just going and going, but there be like amazing ideas that come and you're like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Yes. But sometimes I don't understand, like, how you just have your mind. Can your mind just be dead where you just
don't say
anything? Okay, we'll rest it, right?
Yeah, we're gonna change the language on that one real quick.
Okay, can your mind just be rested? That's
rest
right.
Mode. That's it. Rest mode.
I don't want to say sleep either, because maybe it won't wake up.
Yeah, right. Sleep
on
mode.
On a pause break just for a moment.
That's it. It's unplugged.
Right. Well, I want to talk about tonight, because it's been a while. Part of Unleashed, you asked us to come up with our quotes, and I want to focus on our quotes today. So starting with you. Your quote says, empowered women shine brighter, lighten the way for others to rise. So tell me, where did your quote come from, and why does it resonate so much with you?
So my quote, I see a lot of women out here doing the work, and they don't necessarily get the limelight or the attention they need. And they're amazing, awesome women. And so as I grew and got my own platforms, I decided that I would use my light to shed light and attention to those women or people in general. And so when you elevate others, you're elevating yourself, but it's just an energy, a frequency. If you uplift others, it does uplift yourself as well. So I'm big on showcasing to those that are deserving and that have been doing the work and not hoarding everything. It's important to share that energy amongst other like-minded people.
I love it. That's so true. And it's amazing that you say it because it seems like I didn't even, I didn't even plan this. But it was segue some of the things you said into what my quote is. And my quote says that it's only lonely at the top when you decide not to bring anyone with you. So it's the
Absolutely.
same thing, that same type of energy where you do not have to do anything alone to get to the top. If you listen to the world, what it'll say is that you need to do all this, it's me, keeping an eye out for what I'm doing, use people for what I need to get there, all this, climbing, somewhat backbiting type of thing, or backstabbing, I should say, type of thing. And it's really not. I always tell people the amazing experience that I had in Jamaica was Dunn's River Falls. And the falls to complete it is designed for you to complete it in unison.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get to the next level without someone reaching back and pulling you up. And then you have to then turn around and reach back and pull someone up. So as you're getting to the top and to your destination, someone is pulling you, and then you're pulling someone else up. And at the end, you're all winners. We was all like, yes, we conquered the falls, but we did not do it alone. And so the joy
Absolutely.
of achievement comes when you're helping others. And that's something I think people
Yes.
forget. So you should be intentional with bringing someone, along with you. And that's what I will say. The experience of doing Unleashed, among some other things that, we've been connected to with you, has been that energy, that feeling where we're not alone, where we have found ways to, network with one another, to lift each other up, whether it be a kind word, an inspiration, our testimony, right?
Mhm.
Whether it's been in business, we've been engaged to make sure that we all do just that. We conquer the falls together. And I
Yes.
just, I love that you had us come up with our quote that resonates with us, because that's just something more that's added to the process.
Absolutely. And we quote so many other, amazing people, but why not come up with your own to be known for that and what you stand on? And I think the ride alone is it's just it's necessary. You need to be isolated for a period to see what you need to see who needs to move with you, who you need to loosen. But ultimately, when you get to a certain point, it is a lot more fun to have a group of girlfriends that you can call and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to help with this project or collaborate on this project? I think it's phenomenal that we're able to come together like this.
I agree. Now, in case anybody think that we're just, talking, because actions do speak louder than words. I have been showing people about how you have made news, right? Making headline news. And this is phenomenal just in and of itself. I mean, for you, I'm clapping all the time. This
Yay!
is awesome,
Yes,
right?
I
Awesome. And I
love it.
just giving people like snippets of the article, but this was back when she initially had the whole concept being revealed about the book anthology Unleashed. And this write up is just phenomenal, phenomenal. But the reason why it's special today, it's special every day, but we just got a bit of tea. I'm going to drop some tea right now. We just got a bit of tea that shouldn't keep who is his name? Andre, right? Andre, what's the last
Andre
name?
Johnson. Yes.
Yes. Gifted and skilled journalist in his writing, right? An award winning writer. And just exposed him as a gift potentially to all of us on the Unleashed book anthology. Can y'all get excited? That's some
Super.
major tea that I'm dropping outside of tea time. So
Yes.
please share it with us.
Yes. So Andre, he is an award-winning author. Oh my goodness, I can't even speak. Journalist, and he approached me months back, and even before I could see the whole entire vision playing out. It's Christian based. I love that the most, and he wanted to do a feature, and so. Sarah Roberts, Jake's Roberts, TD Jake's daughter, is having her annual Evolve conference on July, the end of July, and so it's featured, and I chose to include Unleashed in that, as well as some other verbiage and projects that I'm working on. But it was just showing me that God is listening, God is here throughout the whole process, because I didn't go out seeking this, and to be published in this way was just incredible, and it was an easy
Yeah.
process. And so, of course, the future collaborations have been offered to work with Andre. And so I wanted to bring in all of my amazing, amazing co-authors for along the ride too. So we have some phenomenal projects coming, and this is one of many, I'm sure. But I'm excited for this to be broadcasted out there, because a lot of people will be seeing this.
Yes, how awesome. Thank you for just laying it all out. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, if you missed last week, I want to remind you we had another phenomenal conversation with Miss Janice Banks, and it was a tearjerker at points, right?
It sure was.
So make sure you go back for July 16th and watch the replay of that show on YouTube live. We also then had a conversation on a special night on July 18th for Family Revolution. And we spoke with the people behind the scenes for that amazing series that is going to be coming in August. So if you missed that special show, please watch that one as well. And on tonight, we're excited because we have the opportunity to speak with a phenomenal woman. I mean, she is super bad. It is the one and only Dr. Sharon Dumas. So, welcome, Dr. Dumas, to the stage. How are you on this amazing Wednesday?
I am well. How are you?
I'm phenomenal. I'm thankful that you're here, and I
Yeah.
am excited about all that is going to be discussed on tonight's episode. So just sit back. Right now is the time where we pass the baton on this platform. We give you the opportunity to self introduce. We want you to tell people a little bit about yourself, tell who you are, a little bit about what you do, and specifically then why do you do what you do. So the baton is now passed to you, Dr. Dumas.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to say thank you to both of you for having me on the show. I am so excited. I'm excited about the book. I have a big project coming up, so I've had two things in my head at the same time. But I am Dr. Sharon Dumas, and I am CEO, and founder of Full and Fabulous Global and Urban Solutions Training and Development Corp. And our signature program is the Full and Fabulous Curvy Girl Project. And I have been CEO for 43 years now. I started in 1982 with a borrowed $200 in a train. And my best friend, who is my mom, right by my side, she has since passed, but believe me, she's with me absolutely every single day.
Mhm.
And so I'm excited about all the things that God is doing in my life. I started the organization because I grew up as a plus size girl and there was nothing for me. I mean, I was teased, I was called names. I couldn't even go to my swimming class because I was teased so much. So I faked it, said I had a heart problem and just all kinds of things. And
Mhm.
yes, it affected my self esteem. So that means that I walked into womanhood with low self esteem, which meant that I allowed situations to happen that shouldn't have happened. I could
Mhm.
have said no, but I said yes because I wanted to be accepted. So that is why I started the organization. I started to work with plus size girls, but I started with women. I thought that the women would go home, the moms would go home and share the information with their daughters. I did not know that the moms were more damaged than the girls because they had been through it for so long already. The girls are just young, but the moms are still dealing with issues that they were unable to unleash from when they were in childhood. So the moms turned out to be a little more than what I wanted to handle. I did go ahead and start with plus size girls. I started in 82. In 83, I added the plus size girls. But in 2009, I stopped working with the women because at a certain point, women decide to be who they are. It doesn't matter what suggestions you give them. everyone has to wear their own shoes, I would say. And so now I am happily working with plus size girls ages 12 through 21 in the areas of health, beauty, and self esteem. And the interesting thing is that what I did with the women is exactly what I do with the girls, and it's still the same. The only thing I started with the Full and Fabulous Inner Beauty Pageant, and I was the beauty director for the Miss Black America pageant. And I remember standing backstage, starry eyed, wanting to be a part of the pageant, but knew I couldn't. And then that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to start my own pageant because I think inner beauty is more important than the outer beauty. And that was when I started in 1982. But since then, I've worked with thousands of women and girls and focused on health, beauty, and self esteem, and still doing it today.
Well, hats off, definitely. For someone to be that consistent for that amount of time, make that amount of impact is definitely letting you know that you're walking in your passion and your purpose. Thank you for the work that you're doing. My dear cousin, who I love so much, unfortunately, she has gone home to glory, was plus size. I have another cousin who's plus size, but I grew up with her. She was a few years older than I. Beautiful. I mean, like gorgeous, but couldn't see it because of
Exactly.
the size, just could not see it. And it wasn't until later in life when because she would go to the gym, she was very fit, but still that didn't do anything. And she did have surgery, and once she did kind of lose some of the weight and shed it down, it was the first time she actually saw what we always knew it was there. And you could see her confidence transform. She actually got a tattoo of a butterfly because she said she finally emerged out of her cocoon that she felt trapped in all of those years. And I had no idea until we met recently within the last, I think, what has it been? Because time goes so fast, maybe 4 years, five
Yeah.
years that I heard about your work. So you were even doing work when she was living, but I'm not even sure that we know about it. So I am so grateful that you agreed to be on here and that you're sharing it, because it's amazing how there still needs someone out there to know exactly what you're doing so that they can be connected to you. So we definitely at the end of the show, we're going to make sure that we leave space for you to share exactly how people can connect, because it is so important. You're right. It happens to many of young girls that get trapped in their physicalness and they feel trapped like that caterpillar. But really, there's a beautiful butterfly waiting
Absolutely.
to be released. And the work that
Absolutely.
you do helps that happen.
Thank you. Thank you. The one thing I'm most proud of is that in 43 years, we have not had one teen pregnancy. And
Ah,
why I believe is because we let the young ladies know what's expected of them. Dr. She Silent Storm's daughter was in the program, and I'm telling you, if they walk in the door, we're not mom, so I don't handle it like mom. I'm more like grandma, but I'm very firm, very
Yes.
firm. So
And
yes,
I can attest to the change and transformation in my daughter. At first, she went bowling was the first outing. She was like this. She was unengaged. I was thoroughly embarrassed because my daughter was so antisocial, and I did take a photo of it. But after she had her crown on, she just held her head up high. She was interacting and engaging, and she gained so much confidence. And you should see her now. She's 18 and she's a lady, very much age appropriate. She's not out here in the streets, but she had enough, value from myself, but also Sharon Dumas, Dr. Sharon, instilling so much into these young women. So it was amazing journey for her to see her grow into the young lady that she is now.
that's
yes,
so
yes, she's
awesome.
very beautiful.
And
Thank you.
I'm sure the feelings of not feeling like you're alone in this, like it's just me, because as women, just from us connecting on our prayer call, we know how we feel, knowing if we're going through something that we're not alone, and we've had encouraging words and support for one another. So can you imagine when they have gotten together, able to see that, I have someone else who understands like kind of what I'm going through where other friends may not, I'm
Absolutely.
sure that makes an impact as well.
Yes.
Absolutely. And then the bonding, they became great friends. As a matter of fact, there was a young lady in our program in 1984, two of them. They are still friends today.
Oh,
Wow.
Still
awesome.
friends today. So it's lifelong friends. And then a lot of times we take them through health, beauty, and self esteem. But the health part, they really don't get it until they become women, like 2021. So I have young ladies that have come back and they've lost like 60, 70, 80 pounds naturally. And they said,
Mm.
now I do everything that you told me to do, walking, the water, not eating after a certain time. So, we are all late bloomers in one thing or another. But I'm excited about the purpose that God gave me. So,
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's true
Oh,
what you said, Doc, is because Jada, she just transformed naturally. A lot of it was baby weight or, just natural. And so now she's,
yeah,
doing her exercises, eating properly, working a job, but she's trimmed right down. You can
right.
barely recognize her now, but she's definitely got some good tips from the program for sure.
yes, I know when I first met her, I'm like, oh, when I saw the picture, I said, oh, the little baby look is gone. She
Yes,
looks like a young
I
lady now.
know. Yes,
In
especially
such
that
a
this
short
last
amount
week.
of time, it seems like. Well,
Mhm.
ladies, we're going to take a moment and we're going to recognize our supporting businesses, but we'll be right back.
Welcome to Linked, an atmosphere that's fun, inviting, and exciting where you create memories one beat at a time. There are multiple reasons to get linked, from team building to national celebrations and awareness, couples or remembrance, groups and organizations, collaborations and fundraisers, numerous special events. And if you're celebrating a birthday or you're the bride to be, why not get linked? Our beading instructors will walk you through step-by-step directions while you create your keepsake bracelet. No beading experience is needed. Our large variety of beads and spacers will allow you to custom design your unique bracelet. All are welcome. Come bead and bond. Set up your food and beverages, win raffle prizes, receive your hostess gifts, and enjoy time shared building connections and getting linked. Please visit us at areyoulinked.com. Email us at info@areyoulinked. Call us at 7343259001. Are you linked? Book your show today.
And now we will return to tonight's conversation, Unleashed, Resilience Through Life's Journey, with Dr. Sharon Dumas. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
So, yes, it is time. We're getting back with Dr. Sharon Dumas to talk about Unleashed. So, Dr. Dumas, one of the questions that I've been asking people, because I don't know how you felt. I know how I felt when Dr. Silent Storm approached me. So, how did you feel when you got approached to be a part of this amazing book anthology, Unleashed?
I was reluctant at first, um, excited, but didn't want to act excited, and was really ready to just unleash, just to release everything. Because a lot of times when we're alone, we talk to ourselves, and a lot of times it's about our past. If I had
Mhm.
done it this way, I could have done it another way or something. And then that carries over and over and over and over again. So I was just ready to dump it, just let it go. And a lot of times people are not comfortable in doing that. It's like getting naked. But what I
Mhm.
noticed is a lot of celebrities are doing the same thing. And I think a lot of them are in therapy and just want to release everything that they were carrying. I can only tell you that my life has changed tremendously since I've done that.
Mm,
Tremendous.
Yes.
Just
yeah.
how I'm able to be alone and be quiet and meditate and think, and it's not negative. I understand the importance of keeping my vibrations high. And if I'm thinking about something that happened to me before, that's going to lower my vibrations. So yeah, even when I'm disappointed with people, I'm not as disappointed anymore. Like, you just kind of move on with it. because when you're at peace, I remember I used to ask mature women when I was younger, what is the key to life? And they would tell me all sorts of things. But what I will tell a woman, young woman, is that it's inner peace. Once you find your inner peace, it doesn't matter anything about a man. It doesn't matter about anything but yourself and your children, your immediate family. That's really it.
Yes, that peace that surpasses understanding, right? And you can be that's when be like the storm was around you, but then yet you have peace.
Mhm.
And I was watching Chosen, which I realize it's someone else's take on when they're reading certain things, because as we're reading the Bible, there's you're supposed to insert yourself, and each time that's why you can read something maybe different in that point of your life. But to see the visual at that time that I watched it, it did something to me, because I was like, when you're in your storm, Sonya, why don't you get out the boat? Why? I
Mm.
mean, sometimes God's calling you in the midst of your storm, and I'll stay in fear sometimes, like, but he surrounded him with that peace in the storm, and he made those steps. And I said I was encouraged by actually seeing that visual. And you're right, it's just something about the a peacefulness that is priceless.
Absolutely. And I believe that God is putting his chosen people together. I Someone told me that you really don't know who you are. Do you realize that you're chosen? And I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. But now that I have that inner peace, I do. And I don't have a problem with letting people know that I am chosen. When I look back at what chosen people go through, I am definitely chosen. I've had twice that the enemy tried to take my life, and I'm still here. My appendix ruptured, I still have it. And people always, the doctors always say, well, how do you have it? Well, because the poison didn't kill me. That's
Yes.
just it. I fell off a ladder backwards and I should have fallen in the tub. Let me tell you an experience that I will never forget. As I was falling, I called out Jesus' name, lifted my left hand. I'm in the bathroom. And instead of falling in the porcelain tub, I saw something that looked like an angel. This is a true story. It looked like an angel, like in my right peripheral vision. And I fell, the door closed by itself, and I fell in front of the toilet.
Mm.
I didn't even hit the tub at all, which could have killed me.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
and I asked God, I said, I just want to know, what did I do? Is this karma for me? And the message that I received is that no, you're an example. That's what I made you, an example. I'm gonna test you and see if you're gonna continue to do my work. I continue to
Mhm.
do his work. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So that's
Yes.
my story, and no one can change it. Nobody's opinion matters to me about it. That's me and who I am. But I've had two experiences that totally changed my life. So I have to be chosen. And I believe God put people together right now for a time like this. We're
Mhm.
inspiring people. We're letting people know it's okay to release the the baggage that we have, the pain that
Yes.
we have, the things that we've been
Yes.
through. You know what I'm saying? It's time to let that go
They
and really
go.
get ready. Get
Yes.
ready for the great times because they are coming. We have to get through these times before we can get to the good time.
Mhm.
Amen. I
It's
amen.
phenomenal. It's phenomenal that all of us women were on the elevation call, and we had no idea, some of the women, what they have been sitting there holding on to all this time. Like Miss Janice, her son was murdered, and she found her mother in a bathroom, just expired. And so all of these things were connected in some way. And so it's phenomenal how it all came together. But we all have kind of like the same type of traumas or things that we had to overcome, especially when we were trying to tap into our purpose.
Right.
Myself, I was in two accidents, one when I was launching the ministry last year, and then when I was launching the nation. And so we have to look at that. What is this teaching us? Why do we have to go through this? But it's because we're chosen. We go through a little extra than the average that is never going to say yes to their purpose and plan that God has. But because we said yes, we go through a little bit more so that we get strengthened and a little bit more tough, because it's not an easy walk. But God
Right.
placed us all in the same frequency so that we would attract to do this project. So I'm honored that you're here today and that you are able to tell your story, and we're victorious. And I'm excited that you're here.
Thank you. And
Yes.
other people will join us when they decide to release, unleash, and tell their story.
Hmm.
So, yes, I believe chosen people are special, but we're all chosen once we
Yes.
learn how to forgive, release, unleash. All of those things are the things that I had to do to become the woman I am today. So,
Yes. And one thing that you said that I want to anyone who might be watching is that no, God doesn't work with karma nor condemnation. Now, you definitely are going to experience life, right? And you might be the one that's strong enough to show the enemy and be the testimony also of how you can love God yet be impacted by bad, horrific, terrible things of this world, right?
Yes.
But because of what God gives, like we talked about that peace, and we have his love, that whether even when we're going through what man says is awful, where we might say awful, where we might cry out like, I'm had enough, I don't even want another day if it has to be this way, we have
Hmm.
no lack of trusting that everything is still in divine order. And that's
absolutely.
where you get when you are surrounded by God's peace, you do have that. And that's what people on the outside looking in can never understand, and why we say what we say and we do what we do, because we're passionate about making sure you are breaking those chains and bonds and all those things that are holding you back. It is by the grace of God that we stand here, and we
Absolutely.
want to, you to be in the place where we're at. It's like
Yeah,
what we said in the
Yes.
beginning. We want to pull you up as we get pulled up ourselves,
absolutely.
because it's just glorious. That's all I can say at this point. It's glorious.
It
Yeah.
is.
It,
And
it's,
once you
it
unleash,
definitely feels good.
yeah, once you unleash, it's like this weight lifts off, and you no longer care what people think. You just tell your story, that's it. And then you find that other people are attracted to you in your vulnerability and telling your story. And I think that's what's special, is because we don't have to hold on and hide anymore. We said it. And now there's a lot of women wanting to tell more of the story because it was a little glimpse to the 496 pages in the book. But I'm excited. I'm excited for others to lock arms with us and actually get it off their chest and on paper, as Dr. Sharon says, is once they release on paper, that's it.
Yes.
Absolutely. And you know what I call life now? It's the life orgasm. You can feel good and it doesn't, you're feeling good. You're feeling good about life.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah, I'm
Yes.
She
feeling
made
good
me
about
think of the
life. It don't
Pointer
mean I
Sisters. From my head to my shoes.
Yeah.
right.
Know where I'm
Right.
going and I know what to
Mhm.
do.
Absolutely. 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 And Dr. Chief Simon Storm, thank you so much for being obedient, and having the vision to work with so many women to unleash, what
Yes.
they were feeling. And what I find with all the women in the book, we look peaceful.
Yes, we
We
do.
look peaceful,
It wasn't
you know?
peaceful to get there, but it's been like me looking in, I can see the transformation every single author, co-author. And what's remarkable is all of us are doing events, speaking engagements, and it's like it did something to all of us. We're all moving. And the
Mhm.
ones that were weaned out, it wasn't in alignment for whatever reason, but not to knock them or anything like that. But it's a purpose that we're all here together, and it's just our time.
I love it.
Well,
I love it.
sometimes people have to wait and see how it turns out, and then they
Yes.
run to the door.
Oh
They're
yeah.
not necessarily ones that take chance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're willing to take a chance to change your life so that you can be better for your children and your family, then take a chance. You got to have that faith, and it
Yes.
is a
Yes.
mustard
That's
seed of
that
faith.
right there. That
Yeah,
faith.
That's it.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Because I
love it.
wasn't sure how it was gonna turn out. So
Right.
well,
But if
I
you,
was
well,
just
here's the
obedient. That's
thing,
it. Hey God, it's yours.
because of the foundation of it and where it was birthed in, and we had this time to be together, there was a level of trust and knowing that God's hand was there. So that's where my faith came in. So when I was approached, I was more concerned, like, okay, well, God, what part of you want me to talk
what
Yes.
part? Which one?
about?
Uh-huh.
Because I wanted to make sure that whoever hands that God a hold of it, that his voice was conveyed, that his life in working through me was conveyed, his hand was conveyed through what I was saying, you know. So I didn't want to be like, oh, this is me and what I want to tell. I just wanted to make sure that he was leading me to what I needed to share for my healing and for whomever else needed to hear that story to be healed.
You know, Sonia, I believe that this is the beginning of the journey. I actually don't believe that we ever arrive. We'll never be perfect. We're
No.
always going to be on the road to healing. But where does it start? You know,
Mm-hmm.
are you willing to trust the process and get started?
Mm-hmm.
Because the one thing, I'm a great grandmother. I tell people, a lady asks, well, why are you always telling your age? Because I want God to know I'm grateful to be 72.
Yes, yes.
I am so grateful to be here today. And so I don't care what anybody else think. God, I'm telling everybody how old I am. So that you'll know that I'm grateful to be
And
here.
people gonna be like, she knows she not telling the truth. She
Yeah.
knows
Okay. I'm a great
Let's
grandmother.
fact check her. Fact
I'm
check
looking
a
her.
great
looking
my
as
son will be
gorgeous as
my son will
she
be 50. My son will be 50 in September. So
Wow.
yeah, it is all true. But I just know that people, I just don't believe that I just believe this is the beginning of our journey. You know,
Yes.
this is only, we cannot tell all the things that we need to heal from in one book,
Mhm. No.
right? But, you know, in our speaking engagement, we can add a few more,
Mm-hmm.
but we're always going to be on the journey. And the best part about it is we're first, we're out there.
Yes.
You know, we're the
Yes.
first one that's unleashed. So
Mm-hmm.
And
we can, now that they see how we are and those who were a part of it and saw us in the beginning, and now they see us now, they're going to jump on board.
Yes.
yes. So we have had amazing conversation without spilling too much tea because they have to read the book. I've been saying that. Your chapter is entitled Resilience Through Life Journey. One, when you got your chapter title, I just need to know how it resonated with you. Did it resonate with you? You know, how did you feel when you first, received what your chapter title was? And then second, again, don't spill any tea, but from overall, what is your desire that people would receive when reading your chapter?
Okay, resilience. You know, I've been through a lot like everyone else. And when I looked back and started listing all the things I've been through on paper and how I got through them, I had to be resilient. I mean, can you imagine falling off a ladder
Mm-hmm.
and had the mindset of calling out Jesus' name? And
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody says about Jesus, he spared my
Yes.
life, you know, and
Amen.
that's my personal experience. And then to have been, my appendix was rupturing. I was in an office with people who were Christians. They prayed for me every day at a quarter to 12 noon, had me drink lemon juice. So lemon juice and water. They prayed over it and they drink it. I did that for a week. The pain went away 4 or 5 years later. I was in the hospital for something else. I woke up. Here's a room full of doctors, and they asked me, when did your appendix rupture? And I was like, it didn't. It's like, ma'am, don't play. You know, I said, I died and went to heaven. Ma'am, don't play. This is for real. So I still have it, you know, so resilience, you know, I got through that as well. And he said, I said, well, did you take it out? They said, no, if it doesn't bother you, you shouldn't bother it. It's never bothered me. It's been over
Mm.
15 years and it's never
Oh,
bothered me.
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Resilience. You know,
Yeah.
I got through that. And the one thing I want people to know is that there are things that we were not supposed to talk about as a child.
Mm-hmm.
So I was violated by my mom's boyfriend when I was 16. I was violated
Mm.
by a police officer while doing my business when I was 29. Again, how did that make me feel? And at first, I thought I was strong enough to handle it. But I went to a movie and they were talking about women who were raped, and I totally broke down. Just absolutely,
Mm.
totally broke down.
Mhm.
But I'm still here. Resilience. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? So we
Yeah.
learn to deal with our traumas. We learn to put them behind us. We learn to understand that it's a part of life. And believe me, I'm not the only one. I mean, when we were talking about our traumas, like a lot of the ladies had the same thing. They had been violated,
Mm.
by one person or another. So I'm just saying that when you read the book, understand that these things that you're reading about, if you went through them yourself, have a moment with yourself.
Yes.
Let the book start to heal you.
Mm.
Let it start right there and then be ready to tell your story because it's a heavy load to carry.
Yes.
It's a very heavy load to carry, and I choose not to carry it anymore.
Amen. That's what I was saying
Amen.
last week as I was having to negate and put it all together. I was triggered in ways I had no idea I would be triggered because I resonate with each and every one. I started off with
Absolutely.
25 authors, and there was some stories that was like, oh my god, it did something to me, but it was triggering, but I feel like it was healing me at the same time. Although at times I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, and it was a lot on my mental. I had to break down and being transparent during this process, but it triggered me into really evaluating and looking at things that I thought that I had gotten over. I didn't get over it. I was just shoving it under the carpet and just saying, you know what, it's out of sight, out of mind. No, it all came up and I had to deal with it.
Right. I can imagine. I mean, 25 stories and
Hmm.
you resonate with most of them. I mean, that had to be
Yes.
very draining, but it also seems like it's a journey God wanted you on specifically. You couldn't
Yes.
Yes.
write the book without experiencing those things yourself, and that was a part of your healing process. So,
It absolutely was. And he was there every single step. There was moments I had to isolate so I could put in perspective, okay, how can I really capture this story the way that it's supposed to be? And it required a lot of diligence and a lot of moments where I had to be secluded so that I wasn't, picking up from anyone else, to put in this story. But I'm so thankful that God made me to be able to handle it. It was a lot of prayer, a lot of fasting, a lot of consecration that went into this. So I'm excited for the world to just see it as it's unleashed in its entirety.
Awesome. So, ladies, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to recognize a supporting business, but we'll be right back.
all right.
Tranquility Christian Counseling offers individual counseling, couples counseling, group therapy, and much more. Focused on the mind, body, and spirit, they are committed to offering services that meet the needs of the community towards providing healing. They address grief and loss by having group sessions, they break down walls with their retreats, offer life coaching, and provide workshops for education, but more importantly for healing and more. For more information, you can contact them at 248-494-4578.
And now we will return to tonight's conversation, Unleashed, Resilience Through Life's Journey, with Dr. Sharon Dumas. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
Ladies, we're back. And that always like gets me revved up. I don't know
Me too.
about you.
That's why I was smirking.
So, Dr. Sharon, when you first saw the cover to Unleashed, what did you think? Like, what were some of your initial thoughts?
Hmm. My first thought was I envisioned having the chains drop off me. Like there were chains with cuffs on my wrist uh, and on my ankles, but most especially on my wrist. It was like they just opened up and dropped off. That was the feeling that I got. And then having the woman in the center of the book made me realize that I'm running to my future. It
Mm.
gave me such an exhilarating feeling because I just dropped all that baggage. I don't have it anymore. And so I can now feel good about who I am and not need validation from anyone.
Mhm.
So, it's sometime in our lives when as women, we gotta have a man. We gotta have a man. And I am so at peace, not worrying
Yes.
about where the guy is coming from, when he's coming, because I know he's coming. So yeah, I felt really good about it.
I love it. Now, in the beginning, Dr. Silent Storm and myself, we shared the assignment we were given to come up with our quote. And I have yours. Life is a beautiful journey, and love is the compass that guides us through. Please elaborate and share your quote with us.
What I now realize is that first of all that I'm chosen. But my assignment is love. I mean, all my entire life, that's all I talked about was love. Before I started my organization, I started in business at 18. So, um, so I had a store, a secondhand store in Ohio. I would take big boxes of clothes to Ohio and come back and get stuck in the Greyhound bus station, sleeping on top of boxes. So I've had an interesting journey. Um, but I had a store, Lovey's Records and Boutique, and I have an event coming up, and it's Health Love Music Festival. Here we are again with love. So my cousin and I would talk about love all the time. It never hit me, but now I realize that's my assignment. Is to make sure that people understand that love, the word love, has a vibration to it. And what society has done today, especially with COVID, is taught us that we can't love each other. We don't even touch each other. We're scared to touch each other anymore. And I think in touching is healing,
Mhm.
especially if you're not trying to touch and violate someone. You can touch someone and heal them. I had a young lady that was really upset and she was like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." I was like, "Okay, I won't touch you." But she walked past me and I grabbed her arm. She calmed down immediately.
Mm.
She calmed down immediately. So I'm just saying that I believe my assignment is love and that resilience and love is a part of who I am and always have been. But now I just know who I am for sure. So
I love it. Now, I do have a little highlights for some of the things that you shared earlier that I want people to have a visual of. Dr. Dumas let us know that she is started off with an amazing organization, 40 plus years, full and fabulous. So take notes that you recognize. This is where it began. And currently she's focused on the Curvy Girls projects and inspiring our young women. I had been sharing this because it was upcoming events regarding your teen summer camp, this 8-week program, which is currently going at this time. Tell us, what are the girls experiencing? We see some of the things on the flyer, but why the need to have something for them during the summer?
well, it's so important. We're in the schools in the, during the school year. And that summer gap, we lose a lot of them. A lot of girls become pregnant. So we wanted to make sure that we did everything we possibly could to come up with the funding we needed to have our summer program again. In the
Gotcha.
climate that we're in, you have to really work at it. And so what we did was we bought a snow cone machine and a popcorn machine. So the girls, they go out and they sell snow cone and popcorns. And
Okay.
it, now they're becoming entrepreneurs, but it's helping to purchase them lunch for the program. So
Gotcha.
there's always a way to get something done. And that's what, and then also, to be real, I like to make sure we teach the girls you don't have to sell drugs or date a boy that sells drugs. Get out there and sell some snow cone and popcorn. It's still
Right.
money. It's still money. I remember we used to have rent parties. My mom, when I was younger, they would have rent parties because
Mm,
one family may don't have their mortgage. And so we all come together, play cards and checkers and things like that for money to help them pay their rent.
right.
So yeah, so they're having a great time. Thank God I don't have to be out there with them anymore. I have three wonderful staff that make sure that they're active. They're actually going to a pool party on Friday at Chandler Park. It's absolutely free. So if you're listening and you have children, go to Chandler Park. One organization, our partner organization, paid for over 300 youth to come. First
Oh,
300,
awesome.
350. And, Chandler Park is now a pristine park. I mean, it's premium. It has a golf course. It has a little pond there. It
Mm,
has workout equipment on site. It has quite a bit. Tennis court, basketball court, hockey. It has a lot. It has quite a
awesome.
bit. So yeah,
I
that's
didn't
something.
I didn't realize, but thank you for letting us know that an amazing event and that you have a sponsor so generous for our youth coming on Friday. So that was great to know as well. Now, I was excited when you sent me this from your young women. This was phenomenal. The swag mag. I just was like, OMG, these young girls are amazing. Share about how this birth came, like this brainchild came to birth.
Well, I have been trying to do this Curvy Girl Swag Mag probably for 20 years. And finally, we had a sponsor or funder that sponsored the magazine, and all the articles in the magazine were written by the girls. Again, we want to teach them different things that it doesn't matter where your education level is at. There's still things that you could do to have a career. They were excited about doing it. Several of the girls went to New York for Fashion Week. And so they wrote their story about being in New York for Fashion Week. They actually did a
Mhm,
fashion show at Yankee Stadium, whatever stadium is there, baseball stadium.
mhm.
They did a fashion show there as well. We had Michigan State that comes into the schools with us and do healthy cooking classes. So some of the girls wrote about that, and they were excited to do it. They were very excited to do it. So our next publication will have our Ghana chapter on the cover. They're
Oh,
interviewing some of the girls that are there and the director of education there. We actually have like 800 girls in Ghana, a whole school district in the
oh
Curvy Girl
wow,
Project,
that's
as well as South
awesome.
Africa. We have more in Ghana than South Africa, but yes, we are definitely global now.
That is awesome. So awesome.
And they also have
Now,
a podcast. We didn't see any podcast yet, but they have a
what?
podcast. And let me tell you, I always tell people God put things on my heart. So God put it on my heart when I found out that STIs, Detroit has more STIs than any place in the country.
Oh wow.
Then our youth got to be suffering. So we had them interview the health department, and they got so much information. So I have something called Nothing But the Facts. I don't
Mhm.
think young people, the peers, are teaching the peers, and the information is all wrong. So even at the festival that's coming up, we have a panel that's going to talk about the facts of the different topics. And so the young ladies did say, these questions I'm asking for a friend. We know what that means, right? They're asking for themselves.
For themselves, right?
So we had one young lady when we were coming up with topics. She was saying, "Well, what happens if somebody wants you to do something and you don't really want to do it?" And I told her, I said, "You never do anything that you don't want to do, especially if you know it's wrong. But what
Mm-hmm.
if they keep pressuring you? That's called peer pressure. Just tell them no, you're not going to do it." So she came back 2 weeks later, and she's like, "I didn't do it. I didn't do it." I said, "It was a boy, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, it was a boy." I already knew. I
Right.
already knew, but if we're not having these conversations, if we're not starting the conversation, then they don't have the answers.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
know, they don't have the answers. And so, yeah, nothing but the facts. And you'll see that in the magazine as well.
Well, I love it. Now, as we proceed into, can you believe it? The last little leg of our conversation, I always say this is the fastest hour you're ever going to experience.
Right.
We're going to take a moment to recognize some amazing events that are going on near and around our community. So we'll be right back.
Get to Know Bob says thank you to our community supporters who support our shows. Please mark your calendars for these upcoming events within our community. It's BUF of Michigan's 55-year anniversary. High five to 55. Save the date. BUF Golf Outing Classic Fundraiser at Golden Fox Golf Course. August 6th, 2025. Special guests Tammy Turner and Sylvester Hester. BUF 55th Anniversary Gala Celebration, honoring our roots, empowering our youth. Saturday, September 20th, 2025 at the Detroit Marriott at the Renaissance Center. This is a formal black tie affair. For more information, visit the website at bufmi.org.
Join the Love Movement, Health, Love, and Music Festival, July 27th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. This festival will highlight live music and performances, a youth empowerment summit at 11 a.m., the Love Walk from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. in honor of Stevie Wonder's 75th birthday. Pre-register as an individual, group, or church. A sensory tent will be on site sponsored by Hezekiah Kids, vendors, food trucks, and so much more. For more information, call 313-499-8690.
Family Revolution 2025. Every Thursday in August from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Church of the Messiah, located at 231 East Grand Boulevard, Detroit. August 7th topic, From Cartwright to Cosby. TV dads and their impact on American culture. August 14th topic, Solo, Not Alone. Building power, purpose, and community as a single parent. August 21st topic, Relationship goals. Healthy marriage IRL. August 28th topic, It's Giving Toxic. Turning drama into dialogue, pop-offs into peace talks. This is a free event, but registration is required. Please register on Eventbrite.
Unity, Adult and Youth Sneaker Ball, celebrating 20 years of service. Saturday, September 27th from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. 25463, Grand River, Redford, Michigan. To purchase tickets, contact Unity at 313-444-9838.
And now we will return to tonight's conversation, Unleashed, Resilience Through Life's Journey, with Dr. Sharon Dumas. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
Well, ladies, we're back. Now, one special thing that we have been alluding to, piece a little here, piece there, has been this upcoming amazing event that Dr. Sharon Dumas has been focused on. Like she said, she's been splitting her focus, and that will be this amazing health, love, and music festival with a love walk that's happening this weekend, July the 27th. Please share more about this amazing event and that we're honoring Stevie Wonder's 75th birthday.
Okay, first I want to start out with Stevie Wonder's birthday is May 13th. So we are celebrating Stevie Wonder's 75th birthday year. His birthday
Okay.
is not on Sunday. But in 2016, I led the charge of having a street named after him. So Milwaukee is now also Stevie Wonder Avenue. And I was doing some research. Stevie Wonder, we have the only street named after Stevie Wonder in the country, in the world. That's the one
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Also, there are a lot of streets named after people, but we're the only one that's keeping it alive. We're the only ones that's actually having activities, doing different things on the street. And it's not just because he's still alive, he's a living legend, but because these are people that were legends. And so we should do some things to honor them and not, Aretha Franklin has a lot of things named after her. Yes, the Shane Park Aretha Center, that's one thing. But the street and the freeway and all that stuff, other things that are named after her, I think that we should always have some type of activity on those streets. So this is our third annual Health, Love, Music Festival and Love Walk. We're starting out on the boulevard right next to the voters registration building across the street from the Fisher building. That's where the festival is going to start. So we'll have the youth summit in the morning at 1:30. We're going to all gather and go to Stevie Wonder Avenue, Milwaukee and Woodward. And we're going to line up. We have Dr. Sabrina Jackson, who is such a phenomenal person, a phenomenal woman. She's going to lead the walk. She's going to do a prayer to cover our city, our families, our city, our country, and world peace. There's so much going on right now. And so when you think about it, you don't get a vibration of love in any of it. And that's why we're going to be there walking. So we'll walk down Stevie Wonder Avenue, cross the street on Cass or Second that's there, back up Stevie Wonder Avenue, back around to the boulevard, and then we're going to party. So we have a band there, we have dancers there, we have great panelists there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have all kinds of vendors that will be there. We will have our snow cone and popcorn, so please stop by our girls' booth. Shameless plug, as they say. We even have a sensory tent with Dr. Bertanji, and I'm excited about that because my great grandson is on the spectrum. And
Yeah.
so to learn the information, what I've learned already from her, it's just so important that we support the parents of children who are on the spectrum. It is so,
Yeah.
so necessary. So I'm excited about it. I am so excited about it. We have the
Yes.
game truck for the youth after the summit. We're gonna get rid of them, and they're gonna be going to the game truck. So
Okay.
we're gonna have a great time. And again, not often for some youth do they get a chance to feel the love. They don't have parties like that, family parties. When we were younger, we had family parties all the time. We would
Mhm.
come together and just come together almost every Sunday. But a
Yes.
lot of youth don't have that opportunity. We do have a group, I can't think of the name now, but it's children of incarcerated parents. And we have about 80 of those youth coming. So we really want to love on those youth, make sure they understand that if you never hear I love you from your parents, you will hear it today.
I love
You
it.
would hear it today. And for those who will allow me to grab their wrists, just because we got to touch them, we got to really show them that we love them because they haven't been touched. They don't know how to receive that type of touch.
Mhm.
Every time it's not somebody trying to do something to you. So we
Right.
have to reprogram and take our youth back from the enemy.
Yes. So much
Absolutely.
that you said that spilling a little bit of tea. I'm excited and honored. Thank you so much for the opportunity that I will be part of the heart to heart panelist
Right.
conversation that's coming. I truly appreciate that this year to be a part of that. I am excited too of being a mom with a son on the spectrum that Dr. Bertanji is going to be there with a sensory tent because there was not a lot of things in the community with when my son was young and for us to go to that will be positive impacting on moving to a road towards healing for him or just gaining more information or knowledge. So I am so grateful that she has taken up that banner in order to bring the information and knowledge to so many families that really need it. I'm just
Yes.
grateful for you and the work that you're doing, that this is
Thank
going
you.
on continuously because it's going to be a phenomenal day. A
It is
phenomenal
going to
day.
be a phenomenal day, and we want people to pray with us. No rain.
Yes. No
Yes.
rain.
No,
No
right.
rain.
It's going to be
So much
clear.
love going on. No rain.
Lots of love.
Perfect. Not too hot, not too cold, just right.
Absolutely. The last couple of days have been really good to me. So, if we could
Yes,
get that, that would be great. 80, we're enjoying 80 now and saying that's great temperature because we
exactly.
came
It
out the
really
mountains.
is.
So,
So, Dr. Dumas, it has been a wonderful, wonderful time speaking with you. And before we wrap up and go, we need to know a few things. I personally want to know what book is currently on your nightstand or that you've recently read or would highly recommend reading. How can we connect with you and get in contact with you if people want to volunteer, if they just want to just talk with you? And then do you have any parting words as we wrap up?
okay. The new book by my bed is The Four Agreements. I just got that book just actually last week. Um, Parting words, I would like to say that I want people to keep their vibrations up. When I start thinking about things that I'm upset with people about, I just start saying my affirmations, and it just cleans it right out. You know, yeah, cleans it right out. So my son, sometimes I could just choke him. I just start saying affirmations, and and it just kind of go away. So if we can learn to, even though we may be upset about something, keep your vibrations high. That way, it won't, when you start thinking about negative things, it just grows. But if you start saying something positive, like our affirmations, when our girls introduce themselves, they use a positive adjective for every letter in their first name. So they introduce themselves every day to each other. Hi, my name is Sharon. I'm the sexy, happy, alluring, responsible, outstanding, nice Sharon Dumas. When I first learned to say that, that's not what I thought about myself. But every time I hear it, it makes me feel good. So find something that will make you feel good so you don't have to be sad about what's going on, that will help you to have the faith that you need. And a lot of times I just tell God, I trust you. I know that this is going on, but I trust you. And then everything that I want comes to pass. So, and if you'd like to get in touch with me, you can give me a call at 724-492-8789. Again, 724-492-8789. And I will definitely get back with you. And thank you so much for allowing me to be on the show. I mean, it has made my day, honestly. I'm ready to go hang out now. So,
Oh, thank you.
All made up.
yeah.
Now, Dr. Silent Storm, same question.
So I'm still reading it's called The Miracle Journal. And so it's a self-reflection type of book, and there's exercises. So I take an intentional 1 hour every day to do that. And I'm also reading Level Up. It's our co-author, Dr. LaShonda Wofford. And you can find it on Amazon. And it's just all about motivation for the entrepreneurs. So I'm reading that as well.
Okay. And how can people connect with you, and any parting words?
So you can connect with me on TikTok, Dr. Silent Storm, Facebook and TikTok, or Facebook and Instagram is Fearless Girl Boss, Fearless Elevation, and Fearless Minds. And parting words is stay connected to people that are like-minded with you, that will fuel your spirit, that will uplift you, and recognize that you just need a phone call or a kind word. Don't neglect yourself. So spend time self-caring yourself. Take that 1 hour of power, I call it, just to fuel yourself. We need it, especially us, because we pour into so many other people. So connect with yourself.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, before I go into mine, I want to make sure everybody's aware we still have some phenomenal authors yet to talk with. So be on the lookout as we are getting everyone booked into their Wednesday evening, and we'll have more phenomenal conversations coming from them where they're going to spill a little bit of tea, not too much, but you will get to connect with them as you're reading the book. You'll have just another layer of information that you know about that author. Additionally, I want you guys to know that we will be back Wednesday, August 13th, with another Unleashed author. So that is the date that we're going to be back. So we're taking a brief hiatus, but we'll be coming full, ready, and strong when we return. And last but not least, I want to make sure that if you have not already done so, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. We have had so many additions, subscribers come in. As you know, the more subscribers we get, the further reach and impact we'll have. So we know that there's so many people that are bound by those chains that we sometimes try not to say that are there, but they are, and they need to be broken so that they can be fully unleashed. Now, the book that I have on my nightstand, as we always say, along with the Bible, is that I dusted off a friend of mine's book that's called Go Get Your Life. I was thinking about, okay, once you come unleashed, now you got to go get your life. Go on ahead and get that life that you want for yourself. You're the author of your destiny. Once you're free, you got an opportunity to get the life that you desire. So I needed a refresher on that to make sure that I keep that at the forefront and don't allow the enemy to tell me anything differently. How you
Absolutely.
can connect with me? I'm on social media on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me under Deals with Bob. You can find me under linked also on both of those platforms. And I'm also on Facebook under Sonya Weaver, and under LinkedIn, I'm Sonya Weaver. You can reach me at 734-991-3995 or email me at info@dealswithbob.com. My parting words to you, I want to resonate the word that came up on today's episode: peace. Don't let anybody steal it from you. You be the master in control of it, because once you have it, you don't want to lose it. I thank you all
Absolutely.
for joining. I thank you guys for making it a phenomenal conversation. Those who watched us live, you didn't make any comments, but I saw you come in and out throughout the show. Thank you for watching. Please, those who are watching the replay, just share and continue to share with others. Until next time, I am Dr. Sonya Weaver. I encourage you, spend with purpose, because your dollars do matter, and deal with Bob. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a good one.
Take
Bye.
care.
Awesome. We did it.
Yes.